All right, today we're going to learn about the derivatives of inverse functions. But first of all, let's recall what an inverse is. The inverse is just the undo of a function. So if we have a function f of x, right? The input is x and it gives us some value as the output. Now if we feed that output into the inverse, f inverse, right? So we have f inverse of f of x, we're just going to get back x, right? Because it's just undoing the function. The function does something to x, and the inverse gives us back what we had to start with, right? And the same thing holds if we do f of f inverse of x, we get x. Okay, so we're going to use that fact in this first example. So the first example wants us to use the chain rule to show that the derivative of the natural log function is 1 over x. Okay, so we need to remember that the natural log is the inverse of e to the x, right? So if we have e to the x equals y, then ln of y equals x, right? Because the base of the natural log is e. Okay, so we're going to use that fact. So if we take e to the ln of x, then we should get x back out, right? Because we're putting ln of x into e, the e function, right? All right, so we're going to use that fact. Okay, so this is for x greater than 0, because obviously we can't take the log of 0 or a negative number. All right, now the next thing we need to do, it says to apply the chain rule to differentiate both sides. Okay, so we're going to take this equation we just wrote up above, and we're going to find the derivative of both sides. So I'll just write that down. Derivative of e to the ln of x equals the derivative of x. Okay. All right, now we need to use the chain rule on this thing on the left-hand side, right? Because we have the outside function is e, and inside we have ln of x. All right, so let's do that. We're gonna take the derivative of the outside function, right? So e, and we leave the inside function as it is, and then we have to multiply that times the derivative of the inside function. But we don't know the derivative of ln of x yet, right? So we're just going to write it as d dx of ln of x. Okay. Now the right-hand side, the derivative of x with respect to x is just 1. All right. So now we have an equation that has the derivative of ln of x in it, and if we just rearrange that, we end up with d dx of ln of x equals, and we're just going to divide both sides by this e to the ln of x. So 1 over e to the ln of x. All right, now we can simplify that, right? Because we know that e to the ln of x is x. So this is equal to 1 over x. And that's what we were asked to show, is that the derivative of the natural log function is just 1 over x. All right, so I'll meet you in the next video.